The city park was quiet and cool in the early morning. Dew clung to the grass, birds chirped softly, and golden light peeked through the leaves. From behind a bush near the pond, a small hedgehog peeked out. His name was Nico. He was round, with neat little spines and shiny black eyes full of curiosity. He carried a tiny red apple. Every morning, Nico walked carefully to a red wooden bench under a big tree. It was his favorite bench. It faced the pond, and no one ever sat there, just him. It was his special place to think, eat, and watch the ducks swim. He climbed up slowly and sat down with a happy sigh. The apple rested in his lap. He smiled at the quiet water. "A perfect morning," Nico whispered. But in the distance, a shadow was coming closer. Nico didn't know yet. Today, his bench might not stay empty for long. Nico's little feet swung gently from the edge of the bench. He took tiny bites of his apple, watching a dragonfly zip past his nose. A large golden retriever came trotting down the path with a red ball in its mouth. Its tail wagged happily as it stopped right in front of Nico's bench. Then, with a cheerful woof, the dog jumped up onto the bench beside him. Nico scooted to the side. The dog didn't seem to notice. It plopped down, tail thumping, tongue out, red ball now at its paws. Nico stared at his quiet morning turning, loud. He looked at the dog, then at the bench, then at his apple. This was my quiet spot, he thought. Now what? Nico stayed very still. The dog stretched its legs, yawned a big, floppy yawn, and gently nudged its ball toward Nico. The red ball bumped against Nico's foot. Nico blinked. Was that a gift? The dog wagged its tail even faster. But just as he relaxed, something cold and slimy slid across the edge of the bench. Nico looked down. A snail was crawling slowly, leaving a sparkly trail. It was heading straight toward his apple. "Oh no!" Nico whispered. Nico watched a tiny snail crawl onto his apple. It was slow, calm, and somehow funny. He stayed still, letting the creature rest. Just as he smiled, the bushes behind the bench rustled, and Nico's ears perked up. Something was coming. With a burst of energy, 3 squirrels jumped onto the bench, chattering wildly. One nearly knocked the snail off. Nico slid to the grass, clutching his apple, while the squirrels turned the quiet bench into their playful stage. While the squirrels played, a shy hedgehog peeked from behind a tree. Nico waved, and the hedgehog slowly joined him. They sat together in the grass, sharing a slice of pear, while the noisy bench behind them faded into the distance. The squirrels raced away, tails high. The snail slid lazily down the bench lid. Nico and his new friend climbed up, sitting side by side. Peace returned to the bench, as if it had been patiently waiting for them all along. The morning sun painted the park in gold. Nico and his friend watched ducks drift across the pond. When it was time to leave, they walked away together, leaving the red bench warm and quiet. Until the next adventure.